I kept hearing soft thud of footsteps every night, echoing through the walls. And when I finally understood why, the emptiness of it hollowed me completely. Everyone in my building thought the old man in 3B was losing his mind. Every night, through the walls, you could hear him, counting, giving orders, like he was drilling invisible soldiers in his empty apartment. At first, I laughed it off, but then one night, the power went out, and in the dark, I heard him say something that made me stop cold. "Don't quit now. I still believe in you." At first I thought he had company, but then I realized it was just him. Slow, steady words, spoken into the dark. "Left foot forward, hold steady, that's it. Now breathe, you've got this." And that's when I realized he wasn't talking to nobody. He was talking to ghosts. I froze. It didn't sound like talking. It sounded like coaching, like he was training someone who wasn't there. The next morning, his door was cracked open. I don't know what pushed me, but I knocked. For a long while, I thought he wasn't going to answer. Then the sound of shuffling feet, the creak of the floor. The door eased back, and he stood there. Hair unkempt, eyes heavy, like he hadn't slept in days. He didn't say a word, just looked at me, waiting. I hear you sometimes," I admitted, my voice shaking more than I wanted. Through the walls, talking. Counting. His shoulders sank, like I'd caught him in something private. But instead of closing the door, he stepped aside and invited me in. The apartment was dim, the curtains drawn, no TV, no radio, just silence, except for the faint ticking of a clock. And there, against the wall, a line of old chairs set up like rows, each one with something resting on the seat, a folded shirt, a pair of boots, a stack of yellowed notebooks. It looked less like an apartment and more like a memory he couldn't let go of. His gaze dropped. His voice was rough, brittle. "I used to train recruits, taught them how to move, how to push through. After I retired, I thought I could just stop." His hand tightened on that thermos. "But every night I still run the drills. I still call out the steps. Because if I don't," he stopped, his jaw trembling. "If I don't, I'm afraid I'll forget how to be useful. Afraid I'll just disappear." He reached for one of the notebooks, flipping it open with careful fingers. The pages were filled with dates, check marks, scribbled notes. "They're not for me," he whispered. "They're for the ones who aren't here anymore. I keep score like they're still trying, like they still need me." I didn't know what to say. My throat was tight, but he wasn't finished. He opened another notebook, older, its pages almost falling apart. "Some days," he admitted, "I talk out loud so it feels real, like I'm still teaching, like I still matter to someone." He looked up then, his eyes glassy but searching. "Would you," his voice faltered, "would you try one with me?" I nodded before I could overthink it. So, in that dim, silent apartment, we moved through the steps together. 1, 2, 3. His voice steadied. Mine followed. And for those minutes, he wasn't just a quiet old man in a half-empty room. He was a teacher again, someone whose words still carried weight. Later that night, I lay in bed replaying every word, every step we'd counted together, the notebooks filled with names. The way his voice had grown stronger when mine joined in, and it hit me. He wasn't trying to keep soldiers alive. He was trying to keep himself alive, to prove he still had something left to give, even if the world had stopped asking. I thought about how he looked at me when I followed his lead, how, for just a moment, the weight lifted off his shoulders, like he was back in a place where his presence mattered, and that's what gutted me most. Not the drills, not the notebooks, but the truth, that he only came alive when someone else believed he still could. Because sometimes the cruelest part of getting old isn't being forgotten by others. It's starting to forget what it feels like to be needed.